Okay, so how many people in this room have taken CPR in the past? Should be pretty much all of you, right? I mean, this is a refresher class, so I hope you've all taken it in the past, right? Okay. So what was the first thing they used to teach us? You come up on somebody and see they're down on the ground. Remember? Shake and shout, hey, 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 are you okay? If there's someone available, you get an AED, call 911. After that, what do we do? Go ahead and check for a pulse. And if there's no pulse, we're going to do our look, listen, and feel. After our look, listen, and feel, they're not breathing, they have no pulse. We opened up the airway with the head tilt, chin lift. We gave our 2 breaths, interlocked our hands, placed them in the center of the chest, and began our compressions. Just think about how much time that all took when it was really not necessary. Okay? The new BLS guidelines state that we should be able to determine all this within 10 seconds. So you come up to somebody, and it's still the same, shake and shout, hey, 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 are you okay? Someone's available, call 911, get the AED if possible. While they're off doing their thing, here's what you're going to do. You're going to check for a pulse, and you're going to check for breathing at the same time. I recommend checking up here on the carotid closest to you. The reason for that, if you check across from you, it kind of looks like you're strangling the guy, huh? And then everybody's going to wonder why that patient's down. So go ahead, check carotid closest to you. You determine they're not breathing. You determine they have no pulse within 10 seconds. After that, go ahead and interlock your hands and place them in the center of the chest, okay? You're going to hear me say multiple times today, center of the chest, center of the chest, center of the chest. But for testing purposes, it's going to be the lower portion of the sternum, okay? Little hint there for you later on in our exam. So you go ahead, interlock your fingers, put it in the lower portion of the sternum, and you begin your compressions. Now, what is your rate of compressions going to be now? Well, American Heart has made it really, really simple. We're doing a rate of 100 a minute, okay? So that is your rate. What is your ratio? That's going to be 30 compressions to 2 breaths. So you go ahead, do your 30 compressions, give your 2 breaths. 30 compressions, give your 2 breaths. And you're going to do that for 5 cycles or 2 minutes, and then you're going to switch out. Okay? Now, how deep do we go with each compression? Well, in the adults, we're doing a compression. They want us to go 2 inches. Okay? So it's literally, you're pushing pretty hard. Now, something important to remember is when you're doing your compressions, it's really important to let that chest completely recoil. Okay? You're not bouncing on the patient, but come all the way up so that you let that chest completely recoil. The reason for that is because you want the heart to get basically a good refill. So when you're compressing it, you're getting the maximum cardiac output for what you can do with your compressions. Okay? So what I'm going to have you guys do is come down here, and we're going to pair up on each mannequin. I've got a wonderful song for you guys today. It'll help keep you at 100 beats a minute. American Heart has a list that you can go online and bring down, and the one I choose is Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. A lot of people like to have Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, but me personally, I can't stand the Bee Gees, so I like Queen. We'll stick with Queen, all right? So come on down, let's get some practice in.